you may have noticed some buzzing sounds coming from your guitar. Now, sometimes that can be just because your guitar isn't kind of set up properly, but a lot of the time it's because of the finger not being in the optimal position on the fret. So we're going to talk about where to place the finger so that we get the least amount of buzzing, or hopefully no buzzing. Buzzing can also occur when we're not quite pushing down hard enough, but if we are in the optimal position and we are pushing down hard enough, then there shouldn't be any buzzing unless you have a kind of a problem with your guitar. So we're going to use the first finger, which is the index finger of the fretting hand, and we're going to place it on the second fret of our G string, okay? And we're going to pluck the note. Now, if you see where my finger is now, that is pretty much the optimal position. My finger isn't here, it's not down towards the headstock, it's actually butted up against the fret going up towards the body of the guitar, up towards that way. Now, what you'll notice if I put my finger here, which is too low down, I get this buzzing. And it's actually physically very difficult for me to push that down. I really have to give it some. The middle here isn't too bad, but the optimal position is right here. And the reason that's optimal is because it's the easiest place to push the string down, but also you can physically feel it on the tip of your finger, right? Also, in terms of what part of the finger to actually use, if I just dig this into the string right now and then show you on the camera, okay, just wait for that to focus a little bit. All right, maybe I pull away. Okay, so you can see where the string has kind of sat in my finger, right? It's on the tip of the finger. It's not on the pad of the finger down here. It's up on the tip of the finger here. It's not right close to the nail, but it's not too far from it. So that's where you want to aim to get all of your fingers whenever you're pushing down any of the frets, whenever you're playing anything on the guitar. So now let's show you how this might apply in a situation with a chord. Let's pick a chord like the C chord, for example. Okay. Now on the C chord, because of the nature of the chord, we can actually get all three fingers into the optimal position on the fret. As you can see, if we do one finger at a time, my third finger is up against this fret here. My second finger is up against this fret here, and my first finger is up against this fret here, and all three fingers are in the optimal position. And that's a very nice sounding C chord there. But sometimes with certain chords, you'll find that you can't always get the optimal fret position just because of human anatomy and the nature of the chord. So I'm holding a D chord here, for example. Now, as you'll see, that D chord sounds fine, but my fingers aren't all in the optimal fret position. The second finger here is in the optimal position. The first finger is slightly back. There's a bit of a gap, and that's just because those fingers are so close together. To try and actually get it both close together forces my thumb into a weird position and makes my arm feel awkward. And remember, we want the thumb to be kind of back behind the neck most of the time. And then the third finger, well, it's kind of uncomfortable to spread them out like that, for me personally at least. And again, you're going to get different size fingers, different size hands, so there are going to be slight variations, but I just wanted to make you aware that that optimal fret position applies as much as you possibly can within the limitations of the human body and your guitar playing. And especially more so with single note playing, you're always going to strive to be, if I'm going to play a single note scale, let's just say I'm playing a C major scale, you'll notice that all my fingers are in the right position each time, no matter what note I'm playing. If I'm down here, I can't even get it wrong on purpose, but because my mind is trained to do it the correct way, I suppose. But so I hope that helps you find the optimal position on your frets.